In today's Leeds news, Dortmund monitor Gray, Rutter on Farke, Gnonto Tug of War, and Leeds promotion better with Farke. Morning folks, Share here on Friday the 22nd of December with your Leeds United news. Hope you've had a great week. We're nearly there, Christmas around the corner. We'll take a little bit of a break over the weekend. Not a huge amount of time off, so there will be a match review after the Ipswich game tomorrow night. There'll be nothing on Sunday, and then take the break for Christmas Day and maybe Boxing Day. Might do something Boxing Day evening, St. Stephen's Day evening. If you're not aware of that, Boxing Day in the UK, St. Stephen's Day in Ireland. So yeah, might do something that day as well, but keep an eye out, do notifications on the community tab as well. But the plan is to try and work through the normal schedule outside of Christmas Day, which I will take a break for. That's all. Alright, cool, let's crack on and get into this, and we'll start off with rumours around Archie Gray's future at Leeds United. And according to ESPN, Borussia Dortmund in Germany have 4 targets on their January shopping list, and Archie Gray is apparently said to be one of them. Dortmund have been linked with Gray several times already this year since the summer, and are looking to follow a similar pathway that Jude Bellingham went down with them as well. Dortmund have a fantastic policy of bringing younger players in from England. We've seen them done with other players like Jadon Sancho as well, giving them a chance in Germany, developing them, getting them first team football, and then selling them for major profits thereafter. Erling Haaland, another example of a player they did that, not from England, but you know what I mean. In this situation here, Leeds apparently are said to be pretty confident that Archie Gray will stay at Leeds and sign a new contract when he turns 18 this March. Dortmund were also said to be interested in Jorginho Rutter during the summer, and apparently had inquired about the player's availability. Archie has played 21 of Leeds United's 24 games this season and has become a really important utility player for Daniel Farke, operating at right back, left back and in central midfield so far this season, and at 17 years of age to have played 21 games in the Championship in what is pretty much his first breakthrough season is impressive. Archie has been very good for Leeds in a majority of the games that he's played this season. It's hard to believe he's only 17-year-old, but he's having a really, really good season so far for Leeds. I think the hope for all Leeds fans is that Leeds sort out the left-back situation in January and then move a Jed Spence to the right, and Archie Gray can go back into the middle of the park, where he had a really strong impact at the beginning of the season for Leeds, and will give Leeds more options to freshen things up there with Ampadu and Kamara as well. It'll be interesting to see. I would be shocked if he goes anywhere. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I don't think the club is in interest. Dortmund are just having a look around. They're obviously listing out players they think could be the next Haalands and Bellinghams, and trying to continue that model. A model that they started that everyone else seems to be copying now. We've seen Manchester City buy Finlay Gorman from Leeds, from the under 15 side, for over £1 million as well. So all the clubs are trying to get in early to get the next big player before they're too expensive to buy and worth hundreds of millions trying to get in, but they're still relatively cheap. So I'm sure there will be some information around that floating around over Christmas. I'm sure there'll be some inquiries, but I'd be shocked if he leaves. Don't think he wants to, as I said. And then the contract situation is expected to be sorted out in March when he turns 18. Can't sign a contract till then, because he signed a contract when he turned 17. The maximum length of time he can sign at that age was 2 years. That 2 years will wrap up next year, but Leeds will make a move when he turns 18 apparently to make that a longer term and more lucrative deal for Archie, to keep him at the club for a longer period of time. Right, moving on, let's talk about Jorginho Rutter having an incredible season this year after a pretty tough start to his time at Leeds United. The player has now been talking with the Leeds United official podcast and has been talking about his conversation with Daniel Farke in pre-season. We've heard lots of players come out over the last couple of months and talk about the meetings they had with Daniel Farke that persuaded him to either stay at Leeds or come and join Leeds. In Sam Byram's case, Jorginho Rutter now another one of those players to talk about his initial meetings with Daniel Farke and how this summer made him feel about Leeds. Rutter said that when he did sit down with Daniel Farke, he basically told him that he felt bad about last season, but that he also felt that he had no confidence left, having not played for so long. And he said that Farke didn't give him a huge amount of encouragement in that moment, but went on to give him some very good words. And he said Farke told him that this was a completely normal and understandable situation after the season that he had just had. Rutter went on to say that Farke gave him some good words during this meeting, and that had helped his confidence improve, and went on to say that his new mentality became work hard. And the reason for that, he said, was that he also admitted that physically he admitted that he probably wasn't in the best conditions that he could have been in. Having not played for 6 months really had a massive impact on him physically and mentally. And he said that when he came into the summer and looked at what was happening to Leeds during the transfer window, that it just wasn't a good time for the team and it was difficult for everybody involved. And he said it was at that moment that he sat down and thought, I need to stay and I want to be here. His exact terms that he used this were, I sat down and said, I'm here. And that's when he committed to staying in Leeds. We've already talked about the inquiries that came in from Borussia Dortmund as well. But there was also rumours of inquiries from Lyon in France as well. Georgina Rutter has been involved in 13 goals in 20 appearances this season. That's through assists and goals himself, and has been excellent in moments this year. Struggling for a little bit of form at the moment, but that's understandable given the way that the championship campaign goes and the amount of games he has been playing. But he has had a huge impact for Leeds this season. Is an exciting player to watch. Definitely gets Leeds fans off their seats and excited, and hopefully we'll see that grow and him stay with Leeds for a longer period as well. And hopefully see him grow into that number 10 position that we all wanted to see him play in that creative role where he can really shine. But he's been great for Leeds. He's been a joy to watch. He puts a smile on everyone's face when you see him playing. A player that clearly is enjoying his football right now. And long may that continue. And hopefully he has a fantastic Christmas period for Leeds. But great to see that he wanted to stay in Leeds during the summer, during a period where there were so many players willing to crawl on glass to get away from Leeds. He was happy to commit and stay to Leeds, and there was interest in him. There was significant interest, and significant salaries and transfer fees floating around as well for the player. So great to hang on to. Great decision that was made. We might not have all thought at the time, but the fact that Leeds could see ahead and see what ability the player had was fantastic, and it's turning out to be really strong for Leeds. Let's move on. Let's talk about Willy Gnonto. I said yesterday when we talked about Willy Gnonto potentially changing his agent that this story was likely to rumble on for the next couple of weeks at least, if not into the entire of the January transfer window. Well, now, according to Dean Jones at Give Me Sport, he has said that there is some conflict within Leeds United about how to handle the approach to Willy Gnonto's future come January. Gnonto hasn't played much this season, having been on strike earlier on this season, apologising to Leeds coming back into the fold and then picking up an injury that let him out for a period of time as well. Jones has said the following. He said, "Honestly, this is like a tug of war internally over whether Gnonto is staying or going. A week ago, there was serious talk about him signing a new contract, so it seems quite a serious turnaround that now Leeds would be willing to offload him when there really hasn't ever been their stance before." Jones went on to point out the saga that unfolded with Leeds United in the summer with Willy Gnonto. And said that with the player apologising and coming back into the fold, Leeds were happy to have him back. He seemed happy to be back in the fold as well. Jones said that there has been interest, as we all know, from Everton in the Premier League last season, but there is also said to be interest in Italy from Juventus and Lazio as well. Gnonto did talk, and we said this in yesterday's news. Rumour has come out that Gnonto is considering changing his agency as well, which was seen as a positive move for Leeds fans and Leeds commentators around England, that the player will be moving away from Claudio Vigorelli and settling down into an agency, or settling down into his time at Leeds and maybe signing a new deal. That new deal now looks like it might be at risk of being signed, but it seems to be a decision being made by Leeds. We don't know what's factoring this in. We don't know how much truth there is to this just yet, but it is a story coming out from Dean Jones, and Dean Jones tends to pretty much be pretty close to the truth, if not on the money a lot of the time as well. So it is one that's going to keep popping up. We're just going to have to deal with the rumblings and rumours on this. I keep saying it. A lot of this can still be coming from his current agent, so bear that in mind before we react to Willy. He's been fighting back at this an awful lot over the last couple of months, with Vigorelli making comments in Italy about his future and about moving away from Leeds, and then Gnonto having to say on Instagram that that's not the case. He's not going anywhere. The review of his agency is part of this as well, and this could just be part of that. So I would hang on to the reaction, I think is what I'm trying to say, until more information comes out about this, and we will see in the next 2 weeks what's really going on there. Moving on then to the final story of today, and this comes from an old Leeds United assistant manager, Gus Poyet, and the former Leeds United assistant boss who was in charge, was the assistant manager to Dennis Wise during Leeds United's minus 15 points League 1 campaign, but he did leave later on that season. He has been talking about Leeds' potential promotion to the Premier League under Daniel Farke, and believes that Leeds have a better chance of promotion to the Premier League with Farke than without. Poyet feels that the appointment of Daniel Farke was an excellent move made by new Leeds United owners to San Francisco 49ers, and he said that his experience in promotion is important and vital to this, and is a huge factor in Leeds' success at getting promoted if they do. Poyet said, "I think they will go up. They have a better chance alongside Leicester this season for sure. I'm happily surprised with Ipswich though. I think it's unbelievable what they've done, but I think 46 games for them is maybe a bit too long to maintain." From the moment Farke was appointed though, I think Leeds United had a better chance of being promoted to the Premier League. I'm always had a soft spot for Gus Poyet during that minus 15 season. I kind of always gave him the credit for what was going on at Leeds behind the scenes than Dennis Wise, that when Poyet left, the wheels seemed to fall off the wagon a little bit under Dennis Wise on his own. Gus Poyet played a good brand of football, has been a very good coach. I think he's in charge of Greece at the moment. Did have some interest in the Ireland job, which I would not be against at all, but I've got a soft spot for Gus, so that's probably why. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for me today. There will be a match day preview video that will come out later on today for myself and Andrew Dalton, aka LUFC Stats, and then there will be a match review tomorrow evening after Leeds United's Ipswich game. Keep an eye out for that as well. I'm not sure on Just Show this week if we're on Sunday night or not. If we are, you can check it out then, and then I'll be back after Christmas Day, so Boxing Day, Stevens' Day, for more Leeds United news. Have a fantastic Christmas if I don't see you then. Thank you for all your support this year. Have a wonderful new year, and I will talk to you on Tuesday, possibly tomorrow. See you then. Bye.